The Reto Ultra Wide and Slim is actually a pretty good camera. So those of you that know me know that I really hated the Reto 3D.
Is shit.
Whether or not that was a valid opinion, I won't get into right now. But this new-ish point and shoot from Reto is, well, kind of amazing and my favorite new film camera. So I say new, the Reto Ultra Wide and Slim is actually a re-release or complete clone of the Vivitar Ultra Wide and Slim from the 1990s. But it's cool that it's being manufactured again by Reto for such a cheap price. The build quality is, all plastic like most things are nowadays, so it's not Reto's fault. But in my opinion, it's a higher quality plastic than what the Reto 3D was made out of. And the small compactness of it makes it a much more robust package. Now, before I talk about why I like this camera so much, I just want to say that it's actually a terrible camera for the exact type of people that Reto are marketing it to. It isn't good for like parties or taking to celebrations to capture those Instagrammable moments. That's not going to be possible with this camera when it's got an aperture of f11 and no flash. So basically you're going to need a lot of light to use it. I'm not sure why they're pushing it as this kind of super versatile camera. It's just not practical for that. So what is this camera good for? One thing, street photography. Now, the reason that I held off for so long on reviewing this camera is I didn't actually realize just how small it is. I figured it was another kind of plastic generic point and shoot that Reto had slapped their name on, like all these other companies have been doing. But it wasn't until I saw it in person around the same time I was testing out the Ricoh GR that I realized just how small it was. It's perfect for just slipping in your pocket, forgetting about, using to snap those quick, candid street moments. The 22mm lens is great for getting that fast-paced street shot with just one hand. You don't even need to use the viewfinder. You can just vaguely gesture in your desired direction and bam, you get photo perfection. Now, this camera comes in a variety of flavors. I have the pink one, which cost about £25, which is honestly not that expensive with the price of everything film photography related nowadays. I'd still kind of recommend that if you want to get into film photography, you go for a used point and shoot off eBay or somewhere. So yeah, while I was a bit unnecessarily mean to the Reto 3D a few years ago, it's nice to see that Reto are putting out, things that aren't just, the same generic plastic point and shoot. They're making these cheap alternatives to these popular, obscure film cameras. And despite the bad blood between us, Reto has quickly become one of my favorite analog companies. So yeah, that's why this is the first new film camera that I'm actually going to be keeping. I just kind of wish I got it in a different color. But yeah, thanks for watching.